Hi everybody. Okay, so there's a song I wrote. We'll talk a little bit about it. It's called Importance. And it's a song I wrote maybe 2017, something like that. 2016. I just kind of noticed how people go on and on about things that seem so important now, today. It's like something happened, so it's like, but then it's like it's the most important thing ever, and then it's like, and then it's no longer important. Just with time. Just with time, things just become less important and not important at all. But it seems so important at the time. Why is it so important in the first place? Something frivolous and it just keeps. So I thought that's interesting. Maybe I can write a song about that. So I didn't try to put that idea into a song. And so yeah, so this is what I wrote. Yeah, so I did. I guess maybe that's the thing about songwriting. It's like you get an idea and you want to put that idea. You go, that's weird how society is like that. And then you try to put that into a song, into words, and with music. Can you do it? I'll try. And I think I did. I think I got the gist of kind of the thing of that. I think my songwriting skills. I don't know. Should I have to challenge my songwriting skills to try to write about anything that I think about? I go, oh, that's interesting. Let me put a song about that. How will I approach it? So I wrote the words first, of course. And it goes like this, like a poem, because you know how there's kind of a poem, haiku, big haikus, mega haikus, and then set to my music. Okay, we go on about things that seem to matter, seem so imperative that we say how we feel. It's on everybody's mind and thoughts. How could this happen? What's happening to the world? Happening to the world. We move on to things that make us bicker, and so decisive that we show how we feel. It's on all the people's lips and words. Why does this happen? It's happening in the world. Happening in the world. And it seemed so important at the time. What was said, what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. We don't care about things that once had mattered, but was said that day about the way we felt. Wasn't everybody's thoughts and prayers? How did that happen? Was happening to our world? Happening in our world? Was. It was happening in our world. But now, and it seemed so important at the time, what was said and what was felt, that was told on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. So hopefully I captured the essence of it's so important now, but now then it won't be important. But now those things that were seemed so important back then, now they're not important at all. And then I wrote some music for it. So I gotta put some cool music on it. Some cool. So I did this kind of, I'll play the chord progression for you. So I do this kind of openings so you can go to the song, introduction, and then it goes back to the verses, and then so I'll sing it for you. Let me do it for you, yeah. No, I didn't do it too loud. It's probably crackling, right? It's probably over the mic, the webcam mic. The webcam mic is not made for music. Made for this little talking. I got the booming sound of, my music. It's very loud and starts to crackle. So. It seems so imperative that we say how we feel. It's on everybody's mind and thoughts. How could this happen? What's happening to the world? Happening to the world. Move on to things that make us bicker. It's so decisive that we show how we feel. It's on all the people's lips and words. Why does this happen? It's happening in the world. Happening in the world. And it seems so important at the time that we said what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. Yes, it seems so important at the time. What was said and what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. This really goes through the solo. Here we go, verse 3. We don't care about things that once had mattered. We said that day, but the way we felt wasn't everybody's thoughts impressed. How did that happen? What's happening to our world? Happening in our world. Of course. And it seemed so important at the time. What was said was felt. It was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. Yes, it seems so important at the time. What was said and what was felt, it was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. Yes, it seems so important at the time. What was said, what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important at the time. Yeah. So that's basically the song. So yeah, importance. Song I wrote about What's 2017? It's 2016, 2017. So about like 8 years ago. Wow, time just flies when you're having fun. Eh? So yeah, importance. So yeah, so hopefully I encapsulated the feeling of the once importance and no longer importance. Interesting song subject, right? See, that's all part of creativity. You got to come up with something interesting, different. You go, that's an interesting thing that people do. You know, they can't really focus on the thing for too long. It's all important, and then they just can't keep focused on the one thing. Then they move on to something else. They call that a news day or something. You know, it's like something important in the news. Someone's doing some weird stuff. Then you just wait a couple days, and then it's no longer important. That's all you got to do. So it's based on that. Based on that whole. It's a social commentary song because that's part of. So it's. I noticed this is what happens in society. Can't keep our focus on things for too long because we gotta move on to other things because we just can't. So yeah, so that's the importance. Yes. And it seems how important at the time. What was said, what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important. At the time, yeah, it's at the time. What was said, what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. It's so important at the time. That's the chorus right there. We go on about things that seem to matter, seem so imperative that we say how we feel. It's on everybody's mind and thoughts. How could this happen? What's happening to the world? Happening to the world. We move on to things that make us bicker and so decisive that we show how we feel. It's on all the people's lips and words. Why does this happen? It's happening in the world. Happening in the world. And it seems so important at the time. What was said, what was felt, that was told on and on at the time. But now it's not so important. Back then it seemed so important. At the time. Yes, it seems at the time. Alright, so there we go. A little bit about that song. I wrote importance. And then the last verse is, we don't care about things that once had mattered, or was said that day, about the way we felt. Was it everybody's thoughts and prayers? How did that happen? What's happening to our world? Happening in our world. Everybody's thoughts and prayers, you know, it's like, say thoughts and prayers. Everybody gets like, I don't need your thoughts and prayers. I need gun laws. Every time there's like a gun thing happening, let's give it a shot. People are like, say my thoughts and prayers. Someone, the president's like, or someone's saying, thoughts and prayers. I'm saying thought. And everyone's like, we don't need your thoughts and prayers. We need your gun laws. Better gun laws. Do something. Good stuff. I love people.